In this video, we're going to practice how to divide a decimal number by a two-digit decimal. This is basically long division taken to the next level, where we have to account for the decimal points before we start dividing. Okay, so if you remember with long division, you take the first number and place it on the inside. The second number is on the outside of the long division problem. So we're going to set that up. 9.86 divided by 0 and 85 hundredths. Okay. When you divide, the number outside the division problem needs to be a whole number. Okay. In order to do that, we're going to move that decimal point to the right until it becomes a whole number. In this case, we have to move it 2 times, and then it becomes the whole number 85. Okay. If we move that number's decimal point twice, then we also have to be consistent and move this decimal point's place value 2 times as well. So we're going to move this twice, 1, 2. Okay. In this case, it went all the way to the end of that original number, but that won't always be the case. It might stop short, or it might go farther out, and you have to add placeholder zeros. Okay. So in essence, we're actually looking at the long division problem of 986 divided by the whole number 85. Do you see that? Whole number 85 on the outside when we move 2 place values here, and that became 986. So we're actually going to work our long division problem over here. 986, the decimal point was right at the end. We're going to bring it straight up in our answer, and then we won't need to think about the decimal places anymore. Okay, so 85 going into 9 doesn't go in. 85 into the 2 place values, 98. 85 goes into 98 one time, so 1 goes above the 8, and then we multiply. 1 times 85 is 85, and then we subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3, and 9 minus 8 is 1. Okay. After that, we drop our next place value down. So now we're looking at how many times does 85 go into 136? Okay. Well, we know it goes in 1 time because 85 went into 98. We could try 1 or 2. I know your teachers talked to you about multiplying off to the side. We already know 1 times 85 is 85. So if we tried off to the side here, 85 times 2, it gives us 170, which is way too big for our 136. So it's only going to go in 1 time. And 1 times 85 is again 85. So we're going to subtract. 136 minus 85, 6 minus 5 is 1. 3 minus 8, we need to borrow. So 13 minus 8 is 5. Okay. This may be a point where you're used to putting remainder 51, but when our numbers originate or start off being decimal numbers, we need to take our answer until it terminates as a decimal. So we want to continue on if our number continues on to make it a decimal answer. Okay, we're going to match the form of the numbers they gave us to begin with. Okay, so we still have remainder 51, and we need to continue on our answer to our next place value, the tens place. Our only issue here is that we don't have a number to bring down anymore like we brought down with the 6. And in this tens place, if there is no number, there's an automatic 0. Okay, so we're going to bring that 0 down just as we brought the 6 down the last time. Keep in mind the 0 comes down, it does not go up. In the same way, when you bring the 6 down, you don't bring the 6 up into your answer. So that 0 placeholder comes down, it does not go up in the answer. Okay, now we're looking for 85 into 510. How many times does 85 go into 510? So we know it goes in more than once. We know it goes in more than twice. If I try 80, if I double the 170, I get 340. Okay, so that means 85 twice and then doubling that. So that means 85 times 4 is 340. I'm just trying to use my logical thinking skills. So if you prefer to guess and check, just pause the video and multiply or do your guess and check off to the side. Okay, we still have plenty of, we're significantly less than the 510 with the 340, which would be 4 times. So I'm going to try 6 times. Actually, yeah, I'm going to try 6 times. So 85 times 6. 3 times 5, excuse me, 6 times 5 is 30. And 8 times 6 is 48, 49, 50, 51. So 85 goes into 510 6 times. Evenly, we multiplied over here, which gives us that remainder 0. That tells us that we're finished, that our answer as a decimal has terminated or it has stopped. Okay, so our answer for our original problem, 9 and 86 hundredths divided by 85 hundredths, is 11.6 or 11 and 6 tenths. Okay, let's try another one. In this problem, 7 and 13 hundredths divided by 6 and 2 tenths. If you just step back and look at that problem, you've got roughly 7 divided by roughly 6. We're looking for a number just a little bit bigger than 1, okay? All right, so remember we have to account for our decimal point place value here first. So this time we need this to be a whole number. We only have to move it 1 place value for that 6.2 to become the whole number 62 this time. So this time we're only moving the place value, the decimal point, 1 place value. Okay, so it's not going to come to the end. This decimal point just moves over 1 place value. Okay, moving decimal points consistently. So the problem we're doing this time is 71 and 3 tenths divided by 62. If you want to pause your video and check these with your calculator, you will find if you put the original problem, 7 and 13 hundredths divided by 6.2 in the calculator, and if you put 71 and 3 tenths divided by the whole number 62 in the calculator, they both give you the same answer. Okay, so as long as we're moving those decimal points consistently, we haven't truly altered the answer. We'll continue to have a correct answer. All right, starting off, we accounted for moving the decimal points, and then that decimal point goes straight up in your answer. Then 62 into 7 does not go. 62 into 71 goes 1 time. 1 times 62 is 62. And we're going to subtract. 1 minus 2, we have to borrow. The 7 becomes a 6, and the 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 2 is 9, and 6 minus 6 is 0. Next, we're going to bring down the next value, which is a 3. I'm looking for how many times does 62 go into 93. 62 into 93 only goes 1 time. 1 times 62 is 62. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay. We're at that point again, if you are kind of new to dividing with decimals, we're tempted to put remainder 31 because we've run out of numbers, but we do need to take that answer until the decimal value terminates to match the original value of the numbers as decimals. So we're going to, again, add a placeholder 0 here because it doesn't change the original 71.3. $71.30 is the same as 71.3. Again, that placeholder 0 is going to come down to help us with our long division. It will not go straight up in the answer, just like the 3 didn't go straight up in the answer. So now we're looking at how many times does 62 go into 310. And I'm going to try 5. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to try 62 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. That's our magic number there. 62 goes into 310 5 times evenly. Okay. So our answer to 7.13 divided by 6.2 is 1.15, or 1 in 1500ths. I hope this helps you. If you have an additional question, make sure that you have your notes out and you ask your teacher. Thank you.